5 things you might not know about Thailand. Number 1, even though it's the land of smiles, not everyone here is nice. What do I mean by that? I mean, there's problems here just like anywhere in the world. You check the news, I just seen somebody killed somebody the other day because he was staring at him. So I mean, stuff happens here just like anywhere. There's murder, rape, thievery, all that sort of stuff. So it's easy to get enchanted when you first come here. Oh, it's the land of smiles, everything's perfect, but there's problems just like anywhere else. Don't get me wrong, Thai people are amazing, but yeah, it's not a fairy tale. It still happens here, all right? That's number 1. Number 2, things you might not know about Thailand. Thailand was never colonized, so it gives it a little bit of an extra special flair, and I believe it's definitely one of the things that makes Thailand extra interesting is just the fact that it hasn't had as much Western influence in its history. So yeah, Thailand's never been colonized, but most of the countries in Southeast Asia, obviously, French, British, Dutch, so English, yeah, already said that, British, sorry. Yeah, number 2, Thailand, never been colonized. Interesting, hey? So, number 3 on the list of things you might not know about Thailand. It's not as cheap as you might think it is. Don't get me wrong, it's cheaper here than it is in Western countries, but if you're comparing it to what an average Thai wage would be, it could be super expensive, especially if you're in the big cities and if you're in tourist areas. Yeah, so Thailand's not as cheap as you might think. Buying land, cars, clothes, food, all that stuff is not as dirt cheap as you would dream of it to be. You're definitely not going to set sail into the wind on like 100,000 US dollars. Buying land, building homes, all that, it's not super cheap. Of course you can do things on a budget, and of course you can live a cheap, frugal lifestyle here and get by on 40 baht meals and all that, but yeah, you could still pay, you know, $3 or $4 for a coffee at a lot of cafes, and you know, just things like that to give you an example. So yeah, Thailand is not as cheap as you might think, but it's still definitely cheaper than Western countries. All right, guys, number 4 on the list of things you might not know about Thailand. Thai people really believe in ghosts in the spirit world. So yeah, when you see all the little ghost house out in front of the houses with the offerings in front, that's them keeping the ghosts happy so they stay inside the ghost house so they don't, you know, venture out. And a lot of the movies that you'll see will be about, you know, scary movies, ghost movies. And like here's a story, for instance, when I visited my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, I wanted to go run up the stairs at this local temple, and she was really against me doing it because she thinks that like people get lost and kind of disappear, kind of like the Bermuda Triangle or something like that there. But I rebelled and I went anyway, but I was kind of spooked, but I'm still here, so I made it back. But yeah, Thai people really believe in ghosts and spirits and the other world. Yeah, so interesting, huh? Number 4 on the list. We got 1 to go. Stick around. All right, number 5 on the list. Last one. Things you might not know about Thailand is there's no casinos in Thailand. So you'll see them frantically playing the lottery on the 1st and the 16th. They do the drawings. I've yet to win big, but I'm still a believer. We still try, yeah? So lottery is a big thing in the culture, you'll see. Also gambling on like Muay Thai is a big thing. Gambling, rooster fights, random stuff like that. So, but yeah, no casinos here. When I went to the casino in Laos, it was full of Thais, yeah? So they love to go over there, hop the border, go to the casino and gamble. So yeah, interesting. No casinos. Whoop, almost went in the rice field. Again, already went in once. Yeah, anyway, 5 things you might not know about Thailand, yeah? Even though it's the land of smiles, not everybody's nice. Number 2, it was never colonized, yeah? Number 3, it's not as cheap as you might think it is out here to live. And you definitely can live a pretty exuberant, expensive lifestyle if you're high so. And number 4, Thais believe in the spirit world and the ghost world a lot. And number 5, Last one. Yeah, no casinos, man. So, interesting. 5 things you might not know about Thailand. Thanks for watching, you guys. Things are looking a little bit better, supposedly. Restrictions lightening up and all that. So, we hope to see you guys out here soon. Peace. So, number 3, Thailand's not as cheap as you might think it is. All right, guys, number 4 on the list. You got... Okay, guys, number 4.
He asked me why I write this. Well, that's a loaded question. I guess I'm telling stories. Notebook full of lessons. I live on writer's block. The notion comes and goes. Just up that country road is my humble bungalow. Lived in Cali with moms and Alaska with pops. First half of my life in no particular chaos. Busted at 16 for brawling, learned all about law and order. Couple months for assault and battery, it had to be done.